Hello, welcome to the Perfect Genetics Challenge. Generation 2, episode 23. That's Pat coming down the stairs from the top level of the greenhouse. He was recently aged up to young adult. He is the imaginary friend made real of Carl. Lana is in the pool. She is an imaginary friend who was recently made real. Like a previous owner, Donna, she is a child. Donna is the current heir to Generation 3, and she has a twin sister named Debbie, and Debbie's imaginary friend, Lola, has also been made real. They're all children now, but will age up to teen later in this episode. The 3 imaginary gnome tombstones we just saw are worth 5 environment points each, so I hang on to them. Helps me keep my Sims happy. And the household is not short of simoleons. The kitchen and dining areas are popular spots for the Sims to gather. Little Oliver is the youngest child in the household and will not be aging up in this episode. He is the son of Olivia and Don, and he's inherited his father's green skin. Olivia is the founder of this Perfect Genetics Challenge. In an effort to sort of keep track of the Sims that have been in this household, I've been moving the Sims that have aged up to young adult to a different world, and I've already filled up Mountain Lake, and now I'm moving them to Vice City. The little white dog, Bindi, seems to be enjoying himself indoors at the moment. Later on, just after dark, here is Donna and Oliver enjoying the spring riders. Donna is the heir for Generation 3, and she's going to age up to teen in this episode. And Oliver is her uncle, but he's a lot younger than her. So Oliver will be the only child left in this household once Donna and her twin sister Debbie have aged up, and their 2 imaginary friends, Lola and Lana, have also aged up to teen. And those birthdays will be happening in this episode. Pat has decided to have a game with a hoop, do some practice. He's changed into his athletic outfit. Meanwhile, Denise and Riley are inside in the hallway. Riley is Denise's imaginary friend made real. There is some sort of a romance going between those two, and that's Daryl. He is Denise's twin brother, playing with the arcade machine. I got that machine as a mystery object when I bought Sim Points way back when Sims 3 was still the game being updated. There's Denise and Riley. That romance is still going. I'm wondering if they'll end up getting married. They'll be aging up to young adults soon. They're still teens at the moment. Cindy and Bill had 2 sets of twins. The first set was Denise and Daryl, and then they had Donna and Debbie, and Donna became Cindy's heir. There's little Owen walking by with an empty platter, and Riley and Denise have come out to the pool for a late night swim. And here comes little Debbie. She is Denise's little sister. Debbie is a twin of Donna, and Donna, of course, is the heir for Generation 3. The next day, some of the children have taken over the pool where they're fishing, gaining some much-needed fishing skill. The twins and their 2 imaginary friends made real will age up to teen shortly, but little Owen, he will be continuing on as a child. He's a lot younger than the others. The twins have their backs to us, and their 2 imaginary friends made real are at the other end of the pool, and little Owen is next to the door. I've been asked previously if I needed a mod to get the children to fish in the swimming pool, and the answer is no, it's part of the game, but I'm not sure if the children fishing in the pool came with the base game or one of the early expansion packs. Byron is Daryl's imaginary friend made real, and here he is at Supernatural Park on his soapbox talking through his megaphone. This is a park that I made, and it's in my studio on the Exchange if you would like to use it in your game. I made it so I could have the Vault of Antiquity, the Gypsy Wagon and the Arboretum all in the same lot. And I also added an ablutions block which has got toilets in it for any visiting Sims to use. It's also got a picnic table and a barbecue, as well as a fairy house and the Fountain of Youth. plus of course all the trees and other shrubbery that you see around it. I've put the Fountain of Youth on several different lots that I've built, and I've discovered that I always have to delete it and replace it with a fresh copy, because it never works if it's already on a lot when I place it in the world. I've put flowers around the Fountain of Youth on this lot, and you'll need to move them out of the way to replace the Fountain of Youth, but then you can just put the flowers back again after you've placed the Fountain of Youth successfully. Back at home, little Owen is working on the chemistry table and improving his logic skill. He's also trying to find all 10 potions that Sims can make, especially the imaginary friend metamorphism potion, because he wants to turn his imaginary friend real as well. But that won't happen until some of the teens and young adults are moved to Vice City to make room. Too many Sims in this house at the moment. Of course, the teens won't be moved until they've aged up to young adult. Here is Sonny. He is the youngest of Don's alien children, and it's time for him to age up to young adult. His older brothers and sister have already moved to Vice City ages ago. Looks like Oliver, who is the youngest of Don's human children, and his mother, Olivia, Oliver's mother and Don's wife, and Olivia is the founder of this Perfect Genetics Challenge. And her heir was Cindy, and Cindy is currently the head of Generation 2. And Cindy's little heir has just walked in. That's Donna. When she grows up, she's going to be in charge of Generation 3. That's Carl that's just walked in. He has already aged up to young adult, and he's Bill's only alien child. I turned off the ability for alien pregnancies to happen at that point, and that's Daryl. He is Denise's twin brother, and there's Denise just walked in. Denise and Daryl are Cindy's oldest set of twins. They've aged up to teen already. And now Sonny is a charismatic Sim. I think I'll give him a makeover as soon as he's finished eating his cake. And that's Lola just running in late. She is Donna's imaginary friend made real. They'll be aging up to teen shortly. That's Don just walked in. Not many there to help Sonny celebrate. Denise and Pat have just turned up. Suppose the family are gathering gradually, as usual, I suppose. The next Sim to have his birthday cake will obviously have more Sims there to help him celebrate. Speaking of the next Sim to age up, Lance has just walked in to help his previous owner celebrate his birthday and age up to young adult. Lance will be next, because Lance is Sonny's imaginary friend made real. As the household gradually shows up, we'll let them eat their cake and clean up a bit. There's a few too many flies around that table for my liking. And then it will be time for Lance to blow out his candles. As predicted, Lance has got quite a collection of Sims there to help celebrate his birthday. The new one there in the front is Lola. She's got the long auburn hair. And the one beside her in the yellow dress, that's Lana. Got her name wrong previously. Lola is Debbie's imaginary friend made real, and Lana is Donna's imaginary friend made real. Debbie and Donna are twins, and Donna is Cindy's heir. And the twins and their two imaginary friends made real, who are children at the moment, will be aging up to teens shortly. Now Lance's candles have been successfully blown out, and he's spinning into his new young adult form. And I'm sure he's going to need a big makeover as well. And he's going to get a new trait. And his new trait is bookworm. And now, of course, it's cake eating time again. Several of these Sims are going to be stuffed. Everybody seems to have finally turned up. Some of them have managed to get themselves 2 pieces of cake this afternoon, but some of the late arrivals have managed to miss out on any cake at all. But that's what happens when you just let the game do its own thing. It's the next day and we have 2 more birthday cakes ready to have their candles blown out. And the first birthday girl is Donna. Now she is the little heir. She's going to be heading up generation 3. She's Cindy's heir and she's going to blow out her candles. And then her twin sister Debbie will come and blow out the candles in the other cake. I hope she gets some guests to show up to help her celebrate. Yes, here's Oliver and Bill. That's her father, Bill, Donna's father, and Cindy's husband. And Bill is the father of Carl, one of the aliens. Lola's arrived. She is Debbie's imaginary friend made real. There's Don. He is Donna's grandfather and Bill's father-in-law. And I believe that alien is Carl, and he is Bill's alien son. And here is Sonny, who has just recently aged up to young adult, and he's Don's youngest alien son. And Donna has now blown out her candles. Oh, and that's Olivia, the founder, and Donna's grandmother. And here comes Donna's twin sister, Debbie. She'll be aging up next. That hair that Donna got, I can't choose it, so I was just terrified of losing it when I gave her a makeover. It's not in Creator Sim and it's not in Stylist, so it's some hidden hair that I cannot choose, but I like it and I want her to keep it. Donna is the heir to the next generation, so I didn't choose a trait for her. I randomized it and she got unflirty. The next trait she gets when she ages up to young adult will have to be dislikes children. I will have to choose that one. That's the only one I'm allowed to choose for the heir. And it's cake eating time again. Fortunately, this is a day after the previous 2 aged up. Otherwise we'd have a lot of very fat Sims in this household with eating all of this cake after they've become stuffed. And that's her father Bill that's just sitting there eating her cake. And that's her uncle, little Oliver. In the end, all of Donna's cake got eaten, and then it was time for Debbie to blow out her candles. Daryl's just walked in. He missed his little sister's birthday. His twin is Denise. Daryl and Denise were the first twins that Cindy and Bill had, and the second set of twins was Donna and Debbie. And Cindy's finally turned up, but she's wearing her sleepwear. She's there for her youngest daughter to blow out her candles and age up to teen. I think just about everybody in the household's here now. That blonde on the very far left that you can just see, that he is the imaginary friend made real of Daryl. His name is Byron. So she's blown out her candles and now she's going to spin into her new teenage form. I've let her keep the hair that she's got when she aged up, but I'm not really happy with it. I used that in another main game for one of the sons of Patience and Tobias, and I liked it on her, but I think I want something a little bit different for Debbie. And her new trait is easily impressed. And now it's time to eat Debbie's cake. It looks like everybody's tired. Not to worry, they can all go and have a sleep now. We'll age up the 2 imaginary friends the next day. I keep their festival eggs they found on a set of shelves, and here is a springtime gnome staring at one of the eggs as it lies happily on the shelf with its head propped up on its arms. And it's another day in Sim World, and Lola is about to blow out her candles. She is Debbie's imaginary friend made real. I was very sad to lose these 2 little girls because we didn't have them as little girls for very long, and I really liked them. But I'm sure we'll enjoy them as teens as well. We've got to progress this game. We're almost at the end of Generation 2. And there's Lana there on the left. She's going to age up next. And they'll both be teens, and that will be all of the birthdays for this household for the time being. Next big event will be the graduation of the 2 young adults that have just aged up, and then I'll take 4 of them together to Vice City. then Oliver will be able to turn his imaginary friend real. So Lola's candles have now been blown out and she's about to spin into her teenage form. And I'm sure she's going to be gorgeous. And she got a new trait, disciplined. I haven't had a disciplined sim for quite a while. They're very good on the board breaker, get lots of gems when they break all those boards. She might have to work on her martial arts skill to be able to do that. Now it's cake eating time again. There's only 2 children left in the household now. That's Lana and Oliver. And soon Lana will age up as well, but Oliver's got a long way to go before he will age up to teen. So there's Donna and Lola eating cake. You get a side view of Donna's new hair. She did manage to keep it after I gave her a makeover, which was excellent. Denise is still hungry. She's off somewhere. She's probably going upstairs to the kitchen to get something to eat up there. It's time to clean up a bit here. It looks like they're gradually getting to the cake. Now put a sink in down the other end of the room so they wouldn't all go upstairs to the bathroom to try to wash the dishes after every meal. And I made the sink and the bar sort of match. The bar's a slightly different blue. And now it's time for Lana to age up. And there she is waiting beside her cake. I wonder what hair she's going to get when she ages up and spins into her teenage form. Sometimes I like to keep the hair if it's something that I wouldn't have thought of giving them, but I quite like it. That must be Larry there. He's just aged up to young adult not long ago. Imaginary friend of Sunny. There, the candles have been blown out, and now it's time for Lana to spin into her teenage form, and we'll see with the hair that she ends up with. We got some tired Sims. Must be getting late. Won't be long. This is the last birthday party for this episode. There will be another birthday eventually, Oliver, but probably not until we've got Generation 3 going. There she is. She's got tails, and I'm keeping them because I remember I used to have my hair like that sometimes when I was a teenager. And she's getting a new trait, eccentric. That'll be interesting. The game's very busy at the moment because Sunny and Lance have to go to their graduation as well. I actually missed that. I just got them after they came home. So we won't see them at City Hall. We'll just see them at home in their graduation robes. But first there's Lana's cake to eat. Just watch this bit for a little while. We're getting to see various members of the household that we probably haven't seen much of in the earlier parts of the video. That was Riley on the left that just sat down near Oliver. So this is the next day and everybody is in their formal outfits, and there's Sunny in his graduation robes. He has just got home from City Hall. Sunny graduated with highest honours and his classmates voted him as most popular. And that's Lance. He's also just got back from City Hall with his graduation certificate in his pocket, and he's still in his graduation robes. And Lance has graduated with highest honours and his classmates voted him as most likely to write a best-selling novel. Other members of the household are still out on the street. They haven't come inside yet. They've all been to City Hall and they're all in their formal outfits. The one on the left is Debbie. You can't really tell, but I have changed her hair. I thought I'd get Cindy to collect the mail while she was out there. She's in a formal outfit, but we haven't collected the mail for ages, and she ended up with a massive number of books. There must be a bookworm in the household who's joined the book club. Meanwhile, there's Don and Daryl inside. They've got out of the hail that's going on outside, and it's now time for the 2 sets of newly aged up young adults to head off to Vice City, and Don is going to do the honours and escort them there. So that's what we're going to end the video with, is them arriving in Vice City. Once they arrive in Vice City, they'll stay temporarily at the base camp, which is a building that came with the world that I converted to a base camp, and then I'll move each of the 4 young men into their own homes. We'll have a bit of a look around Vice City while we're there as well. And there's the hail yet again. It's just bouncing around on the road, but they're off to Vice City, so they don't really care now. On arrival in Vice City, the 5 travellers stopped off at the base camp, which I have circled in white. And I wondered where I was going to put them, because we've got 4 single Sims to place somewhere. And there's only 2 large houses and a small house left vacant in the area where I've been settling them. And I decided to keep the big houses for families, because I'm sure I'll move families here shortly. And there's a group of houses just there that I circled in white, where I'm going to settle the 4 young adults that I've just moved to this world. I'd like to keep them together. And that's where Barbara lives, in that high-rise. She's in the abutment in the ground level of that building. Now let's have a closer look at the tiny houses that I'm moving the new young adults into. And they are very tiny houses. This little house with the outdoor patio or sun deck, that's where Pat lives. And Pat is the imaginary friend made real of Carl. Just have a quick look through Pat's house. I've upgraded all of the items that they have to use, so that they've got good quality fridge, stove, toilet, shower, and things like that. But they've just got the basics plus storage for all their gear that they've brought with them. Now this is Lance's house. I've given a few of them an extra basement or 2 because that's the size of the lot that they're on. There's just no room upstairs. But again, they've got all the things that they really need in each of these tiny little houses. That's why I've decided to put them in this place here, in this part of the world. This world is full of extraordinarily tiny houses, and most of them are just shells. But I've removed the refrigerators from all of the houses that are furnished to stop the Sims from moving away and losing the items that they've got in storage. They've got their potions that they've made and fish that they've caught and gems that they've found and that sort of stuff. I don't want them to lose that. I've put his TV down in the new little basement that I made for him. I'm not sure how long I will be using this world. I think we'll be probably moving a lot of these Sims out to worlds with less houses but bigger houses. That's the storage items there. That's why he needed the basement. There was no room for the TV or his storage upstairs. This is the view from his roof. Those houses are mostly all just shells, just the outsides, windows and roof, nothing else inside them. Next we'll move on to Sonny's house. So here's Sonny. He lives next to his imaginary friend made real, Lance, and his house is a little bit bigger. I've actually changed the architecture of some of these houses as well, because you couldn't go from the upper floor to the lower floor inside the house. You had to go up through an external staircase, which gave the house 2 external front doors that you had to go through to go from the bedroom to the living room, for example. So I've changed how the steps work, and there's only one front door now, which is on the ground level. He's got a basement as well, but I don't think he really needed it in the end. There were no spiral staircases in any of the houses originally, so I have added all of them. And each of the 4 houses have got the storage area with the same type of items, which they have transferred the contents of their inventories into. I think Carl is working on improving his brain power. They don't get any benefit from sleep, but they do improve their brain power, which replaces their need for sleep. And this is how they do it. I think he's going to be doing that for quite a while, so we might leave him to it. There's little to no room in the yards of any of these houses in this little block, but they do have a community lot that's tucked in behind the houses, and it's not really available to anybody else other than the Sims living in these houses. I think it looks like it might be basketball courts, but I'm not sure what it is exactly. It's just there. I might edit it at some stage and put the basketball hoops in there, plus some other equipment that they might like to use perhaps. One night I accidentally came across Sonny's older brother Max and Carolyn Price at one of the local parks. Looks like Max was playing with something on his tablet and Carolyn was very tired, so she took a seat beside Max. I think she should go home and have a sleep. Interesting. Oh no, she's on a tablet as well. It's interesting to see them out and about. And then there was the day that I found Don. He was at what appeared to be a resort, just relaxing and chilling and sitting in a chair looking out and towards the ocean. And I thought I'd have a look and see what he was looking at. And there was a ship out there. I could not believe what I was looking at. I thought, how did that happen? I've never noticed it before. At least I don't remember noticing it before. I'm sure I'd remember that. So I had to go out there and have a good close look at it. It turns out it was built on a small community lot, and the only way I can see that you could get a sim out there would be to teleport them. But seeing that ship brought back memories for me, because one of the jobs that I did, would have been more than 20 years ago now, was to work with marine pilots. And one day I was put into a helicopter with my boss and a marine pilot, and we flew out to a big ship like that. It was a bulk coal ship, and we landed on the hatch of this huge ship and then climbed up 3 stories of stairs to get to the bridge. And I spent 5 hours on the bridge while the pilot brought the ship into the port and then parked it at the jetty with all the tugs and everything in action. It was a very interesting day, and seeing this ship out there brought back that memory for me. And now it's time to send Don home, back to Appaloosa Plains. Future episodes, we will train the teens and begin aging them up to young adult, and Oliver can make his imaginary friend real, and he and his imaginary friend can learn some more skills and also age up to teen. And it'll soon be time for Generation 3 to begin, as soon as little Donna has become a young adult. But this episode is coming to an end, and all Don needs to do now is to travel home. And there is a surprise. That's Mary, Don's alien daughter, who lives in one of the houses where the original group are living. There's Don chatting to the travel agent, booking his passage back to Appaloosa Plains. And there is Mary, his alien daughter, and she is texting one of the imaginary friends. I think it might be Lance. And there's another sim wandering around in this little park. There she is. That's Patricia. Patricia is the imaginary friend made real of a plant sim. That would be Petunia Walker. I'm assuming Petunia must be here somewhere as well. So there we go. She is another one who lives close to where Mary lives. Now this is the end of the video. I do hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have enjoyed it, please give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribing could be a good idea. And thank you very much for everybody who has subscribed. It's a great help to the channel. I know I've been very slow with my videos lately, but I've been extraordinarily busy with being in plays and on stage and things like that. But that's all behind me now, and I've had a big rest to get over all of that extra activity. And I'm hoping to be able to start doing videos more often for the beginning of next year, 2025 at least. So thank you for watching. Bye bye for now, and happy simming.